Welcome back to another episode of NFT Catcher Podcast. We'd like to remind everybody that nothing on the show is meant as financial advice, and to please do your own research. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Now the subject is NFTs.
They're known as non-fungible tokens, or NFTs.
NFTs are exploding in popularity.
This is a technology that will forever change the way people interact.
So it is happening whether you understand it and like it or not.
This phenomenon is moving. The digital.
You have now joined Jenny from the blockchain and Michael K.eth on the NFT Catcher Podcast.
Let's go.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the NFT Catcher Podcast with me, Jenny from the blockchain, and my co-host, Michael K.eth. We have another Michael K. in the building with us today, folks. Joining us, he is representing Wallet Guard. Michael K., welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm here to be the imposter for Michael K.eth today. How's it going, everybody?
Hey, I might end up replacing Michael K. with you because, you guys have similar names, so...
What is happening?
Yeah, you better be on your best behavior today.
Wow.
It would be a quick switch. No one would notice.
No one would notice. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, Michael K. is also another Magic City ape, so everybody knows I talk about the Magic City apes all the time. I love that crew, and that's how we know
Shout
each
out
other.
to the whole crew.
Yeah, for sure.
All legends in that group.
Yeah, it's great stuff. It's always fun.
How do you feel about Michael selling his ape?
I didn't even know he sold his ape.
Yeah, so
what have you done?
I'm exposing you right now, Michael.
No, it's all good. So about 5 months ago at this point, I still have my mutant. I'm still an ape. So I saw the falling rock. I had to make a move. I couldn't stomach it anymore.
Falling rock? Is that what? All right.
Well, it was, no, it was at that point. I sold it for like 75 grand. Now it would be like half of that.
Hey.
So
yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, yeah, for me, it's it's a different kind of value.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, I hear that, and we used it for the podcast forever. It sucked. It took a long time. I talked about it for a long time, but for me and my family, it was the right move.
100% family first.
Yeah, for sure. Thing that had to be done, but I would have, I'd like be nice to kept it forever. I very well might be back one day.
Hey,
that would be nice.
That would be sick if you ended up buying it back again.
Yeah.
Like
that exact one.
People
that
do
exact
that.
one.
Yeah. I could do that, or maybe get a better one. I was actually thinking of upgrading my mutant because my mutant's not like
upgrading.
I don't love the one. Yeah, well, I don't love the ones that are like diarrhea down the face. Like
it looks like worms. It does. Yeah, it looks weird.
Those are my favorite ones. I gotta say,
and that is the one that you have.
Yeah.
I remember when the mutants first came out, and I had minted I'd gotten in right after mint on my first couple of apes. So when the mutants came out, I literally hated it. I was like, "What is this? What am I looking at?" And then it kind of grew on me, like the art and how they were able to present it, and then the mega mutant. So it became completely. I became attached with it, but I know what you're saying. Some of the traits I just can't stand.
There's like the mutants it's a different thing like that. It's a lot of them are not like aesthetically pleasing, but there's definitely something about the mutants for sure. I hear that too. Yeah, it's like if you show somebody just random one of those mutants, just like out of nowhere, like okay, I guess.
Yeah, they're like, what the hell am I looking at?
Right, for sure. But it's gotta know. In our little world, they definitely hold a place. But I have mine. I love it that I still get to go to all the parties and, be part of all the stuff with the mutant still at this point.
Yeah. It's still the token to get in. So
yeah. There's been some Yuga controversy recently. They laid off a bunch of people.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't know if you get into all that. Yeah, I don't know about controversy. They laid off people. They did their restructuring. People is there still that vibe? When's the clubhouse coming? All that kind of stuff. I don't know if you have any. Whatever, be patient, or if you're like, hey,
yeah, I mean,
on,
for me, I'm in it for the long. I'm made by apes, and the opportunities that the club gives when it comes down to networking and also those real life events. That's what it's all about for me. I think the value behind it is already returned to me 100-fold. So
It has definitely, especially as a minter. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I also like love what I own, right? Like I use it for branding. I use it for different types of IP. And at the end of the day, pretty much 90% of the NFTs that I own, I bought them because I liked the way that they looked. I didn't know they were going to turn into what they turned into. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to have a bag of NFTs that I can't sell and that I myself do not like. I'll keep these things forever. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. What was your circle you were running with that got you into the Bored Apes? How'd you see it like during mint? What was the deal?
Yeah, I mean, I actually hated NFTs like 3 years ago. I just couldn't wrap my head around what they were. I was in the IT space. I've been in cybersecurity and had an IT company pretty much my whole life. So being in the space and not being able to understand what NFTs were, it kind of, it's like fear of the unknown. It's what people deal with now when they don't understand what they're buying or what they are. So in the beginning, I actually ended up, I had a token called Mana, and that was the currency in Decentraland. And one day in the beginning of 2020, at the end of 2019, the price pumped, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to check out like really what it is because I'm holding it, right? But I want to understand what it is. So I went on to Reddit and I looked up Decentraland because it was the token for this metaverse called Decentraland. And I didn't even know it was the thing. And there was a video of this guy named Peanut Butter who put it on YouTube. And he was talking about how you could jump into this metaverse and you don't have to have a wallet. You could jump in as a guest and check it out. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to just jump in. So I went to the link. And I clicked play as guest. I jumped in, and at the time you would spawn in this area called a Wonder Mine. And that's where people would go and kind of like hit these rocks and then be able to trade like some points in for purples, which were NFTs. And I ran into Zeta. Zeta is someone that I've known in the space since day one of NFTs. And he was like, come to my land and check out, my work. And I'm like, what do you mean come to your land? Like none of it like made sense to me. So he's like, yeah, go to, teleport here. And we ended up going to his land, and he's like, yeah, the land is an NFT and all of my work in this building is my art, my photography, because he gets commissioned to do a lot of work for like different magazines like Time and stuff like that. So I saw his NFTs and I started to really understand. I'm like, okay, so you're an artist that creates, whether it's art or music or whatever the case is, and I can have proof that I own your work. That's amazing, and like now we're like in this virtual space where you own this piece of land and you could put whatever you want on it. So I kind of started to grasp the concept of how this could be used in commerce or creation and stuff like that. And at that moment, Peanut Butter, the guy's YouTube video that I saw, walks into the building, and it was like, I was like, this has to be a simulation. Like, this isn't real. So from that day on, they taught me about like MetaMask and OpenSea and all these other things. And there was a whole community in Decentraland called Last Slice. And I was in that community. There's a bunch of people there like Lastrum and Category 5 and all these different people. And we were degenning, like, doing video chats on Discord and going on the OpenSea activity feed and seeing all the sales that are happening and just picking out random things. And one time we saw Bored Apes and I was like, yo, these things look fucking crazy. And like the floor price was around 1 ETH. And I was like, yo, these are, I'm going to grab one. Ended up grabbing one for like 2 ETH. It was my first Bored Ape. And then shortly after, grabbed my second one for like 6.9 ETH, which is my main PFP. And then rode the whole ride with mutants and dogs and other side and ApeCoin and the games and the parties and all that merch. And all the other stuff.
Oh yeah. You play in the games? Are you like heavy metal and forging and all that?
Yeah, so I haven't had really time this year to like get into that stuff because the focus on Wallet Guard has been immense. And I have played like Dookie Dash and all those other things. But when it comes down to like the nitty gritty stuff and like forging and stuff, I'm kind of like a pick up and play person. Like I'll play like Halo or Half-Life, like an FPS. That's like, you don't have to go and level up anything. You're thrown in the same battlefield. Everyone's got the same settings, So I can't really spend the time sitting there crafting and forging.
I'm the same way. I can't keep up with that kind of stuff either. I definitely can't. There's too much.
Yeah, way too much. Too many variables.
Yeah.
But big shout out to what they're doing with, multiple different parts of the space. and all the different events that they're holding.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
Yeah, it's always it's great to see that activity of in real life stuff, and also the whole Made by Apes bodega, and being able to like give these licenses for people to officially represent what they own on a product.
Your ape that you use as a PFP is really clean, like with the black Bored Yacht Club hat and like the black tank top, and then you look like you're high and you're also smoking, so it's like it's very aesthetic. It's a good vibe.
Yeah, that's I was looking at it one day, and the way that I would degen in the past, like you would go to OpenSea, you would sort by price low to high, buy now, and you would just start scrolling, and the first thing that like made your heart stop or your eyes stand to it, I was like, okay, that's how I'm grabbing it. Because if I'm looking at it and I like it, then I know other people want it, right? So that's how I would degen. I would just like look at the page, start scrolling. The first thing I liked, all these different collections. I mean, so many back in the day, like Cool Cats and World of Women and Cryptodes. And
do you still have a bunch of those NFTs?
Yeah, I got
nice.
I'm a collector, so I'm not gonna sit there and flip stuff. I buy it because I like it,
I feel that I'm a collector myself. We just had a Klon on, and I was like flexing all my IRL Cool Cat stuff swag that I had, because I was like, who else am I gonna flex this to? I might as well just show up with Klon. But yeah, that's crazy. So do you still collect NFTs? Or are you kind of more, bear market vibes, like just kind of chilling? I mean,
I still collect, I don't know, like this is an audio podcast, right? There's no like video, but I still collect. One of the biggest things that happened throughout NFTs, and this was last year. Actually, was it the beginning of this year? I don't remember, but yeah, actually the beginning of this year. It's like the time is blurred, like everything's so skewed. But I actually ended up getting, my parents were seeing my journey in NFTs, and they were like, oh, we want to get an NFT, that we want our first NFT. So I was like, cool, there's the other side mint, and, we'll be able to mint a couple of other side deeds to a wallet that we'll create for you. So they had to KYC a wallet, and then they had to buy some ApeCoin. So got it all prepped and ready. The day of the mint goes down, and I mint 2 to my wallet, but the transaction gets stuck. I had the Gwei set to like full send at 4,500 Gwei, and it still got stuck. So I'm like, what am I going to do in my parents' wallet? So instead of minting 2 deeds, which was the maximum per wallet, I minted 1 deed at 4,500 Gwei, and it actually went right through. And a few days later, as they're revealing these deeds, I'm revealing the ones that I was able to claim for the apes that I own. And there's no codas on it. People are bugging about codas. And I ended up swapping a bunch of ApeCoin to get a coda. And then I remembered at like 5 o'clock in the morning that I had my parents' wallet and their deeds. So I go ahead and go into their wallet, and I refresh the metadata. And there's a creature standing on it. And there's like a $400,000 offer on it, and it's a mega coda.
Damn.
And that was their first NFT. And
okay, that means that you guys
did you just accept
it, right?
immediately? Did you like accept?
No.
You're like, sorry, parents, we gotta accept this.
Yeah, like you don't even ask that.
Or did you consult them? You're like, hey, do you want this 400K?
You can't. Because what if it goes away? You can't consult, because if that goes away, you're like suicidal.
Well, the thing was, like, they saw what I did with Bored Apes over time, right? So it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't gonna like call up my mom and wake her up. So I sent her a text, and I was like, hey, shoot me a call when you're up. Nothing crazy. And the offer price on it, anywhere from 350 to 450 at the time. Like it was really like fluctuating, because ETH was high, and the sentiment of the space was high when it came to other sides. So I sent her a text, and I said, give me a call, nothing urgent. So she called me 10 minutes later, like, the mom she is, love my mom. And she's like, what happened? Are you okay? And I was like, so remember that NFT that I was going to mint for you guys? And there's like 100,000 of these deeds, and there's these 10,000 codas, and there's 100 of these mega codas, and you guys got a mega coda. There's this offer on it. And she like went silent. And then I hear her waking up my stepdad. And then they're silent. And then I'm like, what do you guys want to do? And my mom's like, we're keeping it. We're diamond handing it. Like, let's fucking, like they're not selling. So I was like, all right, let's go. And then, kept that for a while. Eventually, at the beginning of this year, ended up selling it and then getting a couple of apes out of it and, full staking ape coin, grabbing a Pudgy penguin and a Neon cat and, kind of like setting up their wallet with a bunch of blue chips and stuff like that.
That's awesome. So did you ask them about that when you went ahead and did that part of it or what? Or
yeah. I made sure they understood, what I was doing. There was obviously also the factor of like what I'm buying and if they liked it. And got some grail items and worked out some deals. So
it's amazing.
It was really, really great to be able to set them up the right way. Yeah.
That's a great story. I love that story. And shout out to your parents. That's awesome. They have a great first experience for NFTs.
Yeah. Now they just got to come to the next Ape Fest with their tokens.
Yes, totally.
You could have also been like, you could have gone there and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I clicked the link. Your wallet got drained. I don't know what happened to the.
That would not happen, sir. They got that wallet guard. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah. Do you know who you're talking to right now?
Right. Yeah. let's actually talk about wallet guard, because that's one of the reasons we wanted to have you on. Other than having this dynamic conversation, but there's
for sure.
a lot of fraud all the time. A lot of fraud still, and wallet guard, it seems to be very, very trusted. And I've seen some good stuff you put out there. One of the ones that I really liked was when you said I guess you probably were able to look and see half of my followers have a phone number in their Twitter. Was that legit where you could see? Remember you put that?
No, that's just a matter of, that's just a matter of scaring the crap out of people because it could happen to anybody. And if you're not taking 2 seconds to apply this security measure.
Honestly, I did it that time. And your tweet made me go, oh yeah, what the fuck? Like I need to look and follow the simple steps. So what's the deal with that? Talk about that part of it.
Yeah, so this is what we're referring to when we say SIM swapping. And SIM swapping is essentially the ability, a lot of people have their phone number saved as a recovery method or a two-factor authentication method on their accounts, like their Gmail account or their Twitter profile or their social networks or other email addresses. So the problem with having a phone number associated with your account is that phone number could be what's called SIM swapped. And a SIM swap is when someone socially engineers someone at your cell phone provider, like T-Mobile or AT&T, into porting your phone number over to their account. And once they have your phone number, they could perform an account recovery or an account reset using simply your phone number. They don't need your password. They don't need access to your email. They just need your phone number. And that's why I highly recommend to remove your phone number from any accounts that you use, because it's a very easy way to get your accounts compromised.
How do they social engineer somebody to, because don't you usually have like some type of like code? Like whenever I try to call Rose and they're like, what's your code? And it's like, I can't just like, I have no power, so how does somebody socially engineer that?
Yeah. So there's a lot of different ways. One of the ways is that they send a text message to your phone from what looks like it's a 6-digit, Verizon number. And it says, you're about to receive a code. Give us the code so we could secure your account. Or your account is about to be locked. You need to provide us with the code we're about to send you. And that person that has that phone number gets a code from Verizon, copy pastes it into this other text message that says, hey, let us know the code so we can make sure you're you. And without knowing, they're giving full access to an attacker to their entire account and phone number.
Got it.
That also happens. That happens if sometimes you'll talk to somebody like on Craigslist and they'll be like, okay, let's get this transaction going, but I'm going to send you a 6-digit, let me know the 6-digit code from this verification service just to make sure you're legit. But they're really trying to get into your email, whatever it is, and you give the code. Now they have access.
With any piece of information, whether it's a phone number, an email address, your physical address, your name, there's actually, it's kind of scary. I'll put it this way. There's a website called, for example, pentester.com. Pen, you're writing with a pen, and then tester, like you're taking a test, but you're a tester. So pentester.com, what it does is it allows you to put in your email address, and it does a dark web scan on any data leaks associated with your email. It's going to pull up your passwords, your phone numbers, your mailing addresses, your names. You could even try it with your family members or your parents' email address and scare the crap out of them, because a lot of times they reuse the same passwords and they rarely ever change them over time. So pentester.com, if you type in an email that you've used your whole life, you've most likely been involved in multiple third-party data breaches, again, outside of your control, and you're going to see a lot of information that's leaked out about you on the internet. Now, the issue with that is that let's say you are a target and I know your email address, I can go to Pentester or do a dark web scan completely irrelevant of Pentester, because that's only hitting a specific area of the dark web. And I'll be able to find out your phone number with your email. And now I can use your phone number to socially engineer and trick into getting into your account. So all your information is tied in some way through data leaks, thanks to these third parties not having the proper security measures.
Yikes.
I just checked 2 of my emails and they're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I checked one and I'm pretty good.
Pretty good?
Oh, wait, pretty good? You either have zero risk or...
I have one low risk. I have one low risk thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, but most of the time...
that's really good to know. Like, that's good information. Yeah. I did not know that at all. And that's great for people at home. Check it out. Pentester.com. Type in your email.
So let's talk about WalletGuard. Tell us what WalletGuard is. I think WalletGuard is free. Completely free, right?
So there's actually...
What do you guys got going on?
Yeah, there's multiple parts to WalletGuard, and the great part is that it's a security service that protects your crypto, and that actually works. A lot of people don't know that security in crypto exists, and they also don't realize that there are open source solutions to this that make it completely transparent when it comes to working with whatever your wallet of choice is. So what WalletGuard does is it's not a wallet, it's not an NFT, it's not a token, it's a security layer in between you and your wallet of choice. So let's say you're doing a swap, a claim, a mint, a signature. A lot of times you're just going to see a gas fee in your MetaMask or your Ledger. You're not going to see a full breakdown on the assets that are leaving your wallet and what you're getting back, or if what you're signing is malicious. So what WalletGuard's going to do before your wallet of choice opens is it's going to provide you all the information about a transaction in plain English. That's as simple as we could make it. And we're able to do that without having to connect to your wallet, without having you sign a signature. It's literally zero touch when it comes to your assets and us having the ability to make a decision for you. The other thing is that our products are also open source. So they're available on GitHub, including the browser extension, as well as the MetaMask Snap. We're fully audited by Consensus Diligence. We put all our code out on the table, because a lot of security applications claim they're open source, but they haven't updated their repos in months. So being as transparent when it comes to security is how we build trust. And we're super happy to be also partnered with MetaMask in order to be one of their launch partners to the MetaMask Snaps platform. So we bring the features of human readable transactions directly inside of your MetaMask without having to have WalletGuard as a separate extension. There's literally no excuse for people at this point to blind sign or not understand what they're interacting with when it comes to anything in their self-custody wallet. And because of that, we're also the #1 transaction simulation snap in our category. And we also just recently surpassed 25,000 users of the browser extension and saving over 50,000 people's wallets.
Damn, that's awesome. What's the snap thing that you're talking about?
Yeah, so MetaMask Snap is basically an app store for MetaMask that they launched last month. It's currently in beta, but what it does is it allows you to add different layers to MetaMask. So you can actually now use MetaMask as your Bitcoin wallet. You could use it with other chains. You could use it with other tools and notification layers and with WalletGuard, where we're able to tell you in plain English what's about to happen when you're doing a transaction without just seeing a gas fee, which is usually what's just in MetaMask.
So what would it say? It would say something like, you're granting access for MetaMask to do anything on this particular contract. Like, how would it say plain English?
No. So what would happen is, let's say you were to do, let's say there's a free mint, claiming to be a free mint, and you go and you click connect MetaMask and you submit the transaction. MetaMask opens and you'll see a gas fee in order to proceed. But now next to the tabs of where it says like data, transaction, gas and stuff like that, you're going to see Wallet Guard. And when you click on Wallet Guard, it's going to tell you, hey, this is a wallet drainer. You're not receiving a free NFT. You're sending out all your Ethereum. We don't recommend you continue. This is how we onboard the masses. We can't make it so that you could lose everything in a single click.
No,
it's not practical.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's not practical to have the masses come in when we can't teach people Solidity and smart contracts easily. So we have to make these interfaces as easy to use as an ATM machine so people realize, hey, there are security layers. There are ways to make this simple and ways to protect your crypto that you just didn't know existed before. The main thing about Wallet Guard is just having people know that we exist, because once they know we exist, it's literally a no-brainer to have something that's going to tell you everything that's about to happen before it happens.
Mm-hmm. I see Zach XBT follows you guys, so that's how I know you guys are legit.
Yeah, shout out to Zach XBT. He's a legend. We definitely, love seeing more people come in the space when it comes to crypto security and other security products. We don't consider anybody competition. We want there to be more developers and more security protocol in the space, because imagine the masses all got onboarded very quickly. That's not practical either. It wouldn't give time for us to build out these applications and security layers so that people, when the masses do come, it won't be a shit show where everyone's losing their shit every day. The worst thing that for me is when I go onto Twitter and I see that someone says, I got drained. I lost my NFTs. That hurts me personally, because a lot of times people lose their stuff and then they say, hey, I'm never touching that again. That's a scam. If I'm onboarding anyone into Web3, anyone into crypto, the first thing I'm doing is putting Wallet Guard on their computer, because I don't want that phone call the next day that says, I thought it was a free mint. All my shit is gone. Or I typed OpenSea wrong. It looked like OpenSea. It wasn't OpenSea. That's exactly why we made Wallet Guard. It's going to tell you, hey, you're not on OpenSea, or hey, this isn't a free mint. Then we can have a place and a tool to recommend people, because when we all come into Web3, we're shooting in the dark. The other part about Wallet Guard is the Academy, which is also free, all educational material. We write up articles on what to do if your wallet gets drained, how to create your first wallet, how to stay safe at NFT conferences. All that material is completely free and available. And we also love working with communities and other projects. We talk about wallet safety sessions. We help you co-host a Twitter space. We could do a live Discord where we're showing your users examples of social engineering and phishing and how to avoid it. And all of that's free as well. So when it comes down to it, the MetaMask Snap integration, which you could turn on in literally seconds, the browser extension, which also takes seconds to deploy, the Wallet Guard Academy, our AI tool, everything is open source. Everything is free. We put all our code out on the table, and we've partnered with the right people in the space to make sure that people understand this is the right way to onboard the masses. Let's onboard people safely, because doing so without it, you're doing a disservice to anyone you're onboarding.
I just subscribed to the Wallet Guard Academy.
Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, because I think that's pretty great to stay up to date with like the latest scams and, just be aware of stuff and best security practices. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of people say, do your own research. A lot of influencers say DYOR, but no one explains how to do your own research. That's why we have the Academy. We're going in depth. We're telling you, what are those random airdrops you get in your wallet? What are open approvals? Right. What does that mean? How do I update my wallet extensions in my browser? These are all things that are freely available in one place.
How did what's the business plan for Wallet Guard? You probably have enterprise services, or what's the long-term vision for you guys?
Yeah, so Q1 of 2024, we are going to release a premium subscription model where you're going to get unlimited transaction simulations and phishing detection. But everything right now is free. So the transaction simulation, phishing detection. Cool. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to show people that, hey, this is a way that you can protect your crypto. And if you are somebody that's a heavy trader, you're like a full-blown degen and you're doing hundreds of transactions a week, then it's super cost effective to have this layer of security for $5 or $8. This way we're not still able to always remain free for the sake of onboarding, but we're also able to provide that security layer for people that need it at an insanely cost-effective rate. And then we also work with a lot of different wallet as a service providers, a lot of different messaging platforms, and other dApps and communities that want to integrate a security layer. So we have our B2B APIs, which allow you to integrate our phishing detection service, as well as transaction simulations directly into your dApp. So you don't have to rely on having an in-house security team or an in-house security layer. We're handling that for your dApp or for your project.
Nice. Who are some wallet as a service companies that you think are doing a good job these days? I know Fireblocks, those guys. Is that one of the ones you work with?
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch in the space, and especially when it comes to the amount of wallets that you can choose from. I think that situations like what we just saw, let's take FriendTech, for example, onboarding people super easily with a phone number, creating their wallet directly on their platform, letting you take funds out. But again, there was a massive security breach when it came to setting it up with a phone number. You actually didn't have to be SIM swapped in order to breach your assets, which is what we saw with Pushing Poop. I don't know if you saw what happened with him, and he lost about 60 ETH inside of his wallet.
Poop. Oh no.
Yeah.
Our best friend Pushing
These internet names. Wait, so what happened with him, and also what happened with FriendTech? Because all I heard was people were like, and this other new thing that came on the scene.
Jenny was big in Stars Arena. She was huge on there, but got drained.
That's a lie.
Yeah, sorry.
That's a lot.
I would never do any of those type
Stars
of
Arena?
sites.
What?
Oh boy. Someone's getting thrown under the bus.
Yeah, I'm replacing you. That's it. That was the final straw. You're replaced.
So check it out. So what happened with FriendTech was that I think in order to make it so that a lot of people came on easily to the platform, one of the login methods that they let you use was having a phone number and getting a text message to the phone number to log in. And that text message is a code that gets generated when you try to log in. So, for example, if I knew Michael Keen's phone number, I could go on my own phone, log into FriendTech with his phone number. He gets a text message with a code. I hit him up and I say, yo, let me get the code real quick. Or I pretend I'm FriendTech security and I say, let me get the code. He pastes the code to me. Now I'm in his wallet with all his ETH in it. And I could just send it anywhere that I want. And that's without SIM swapping. That's without socially engineering someone at the phone company and stealing his phone number. I didn't have to do any of that. All I had to do was convince him to send me the 6-digit code. And that's it. I'm in his account. So that's exactly what happened with Pushing Poop. And it was very unfortunate. He's a really good guy. And it just sucks to see that happen. The problem with it is that FriendTech didn't allow users to switch their login method and remove their phone number up until after all of this happened. So it was kind of like a stalemate when it came down to the security of your account. Like you're literally letting it sit out in the open with one layer of defense that's not really secure.
Interesting. Did you have FriendTech at all?
No comment. Let's go to the next.
That was the longest pause ever.
I did right.
Wow. So you did have FriendTech after all that.
He said, I did not create securities for myself.
Well, you can have multiple phone numbers and stuff. I mean, you'd have burners and all that. Like, I know a lot of...
You could use a Google Voice number. There's also a service out there. It's called 3num. Shout out to 3num. What they do is they actually let you mint a phone number that works as a real phone number as an NFT that can't be transferred out unless you go through very specific protocol. This is a way to prevent SIM swaps as close to 100% as possible. Because when it comes down to it, your cell phone provider, T-Mobile, for example, they have tens of thousands of employees, and any one of those employees could be socially engineered into handing your phone number over to a completely different person. So having this layer of security breach removed, I think is genius. So shout out to 3M and Afani. Afani's another service that has a very small employee base, which contributes to the security factor when it comes to managing your phone number. If you are a celebrity or an influencer and you are not using one of those services and you still have your phone number tied to your accounts, I have no idea what you're thinking, because these things take minutes to set up and are super, if not super cost effective, free. So yeah.
So what about the Stars Arena hack? Like, what happened with that?
So Stars Arena had a security issue on their contract, which they fixed a couple of days ago, and there was only a few $1,000s in assets that were taken. And then yesterday, I believe, or it was 2 nights ago, they had another breach which stole over, I think it was $3 million.
Wow.
So this is a problem when it comes down to the auditing and the security level of a contract and the trust that you're putting into the contract when you're interfacing with it. The same type of trust that we put into providers when we're giving them our social network information, when we're uploading our photos and videos, when we're conversing with people in the DMs. We rely on a specific level of trust with the provider, and a lot of times even massive companies like Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, they get breached and their customer data gets leaked. So this is just another scenario where a lot of preemptive maintenance, in my opinion, was missing. The proper security protocol wasn't in place. And at the end of the day, nothing is 100% secure. Absolutely nothing. If someone is claiming to secure you with their product 100%, is a blatant and outright lie. But there are different measures you could take, different software and different education you could learn and knowledge you could have that will get you as close to 100% as possible. So that's why I'm afraid when it comes to onboarding the masses, to be honest, because at the end of the day, people don't even know how to manage their own passwords. They don't know about the process of having a proper antivirus or understanding encryption or two-factor authentication. And we're expecting them to come in self-custody and be their own banks. When banks have so many layers of security, it's mind-blowing. So education comes full circle. I think that's why being able to have a resource like WalletGuard and onboard people safely and make sure they are educated, as well as have the tools when that education sometimes doesn't come into play. Let's say it's the middle of the night and they're not paying attention to what's happening on their screen. At least they have some layer of defense and some education when it comes to avoiding a wallet drain or some piece of malware getting on their computer. You know, we're always giving out Web 2 and Web 3 security information. We love talking about Web 2 security first before we Web 3. Not a lot of people do that. So let's talk about this stuff before someone in the community loses their assets, before people get drained.
I love how passionate you are about cybersecurity and Web 3 security. It's great. It's very refreshing. And also,
love it.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you were talking about like, okay, you know, people might, maybe in the middle of the night, they're like doing something. That makes me think about, I would be so curious if there was like a study where you could know what everybody's like the time and like their mind frame, or like if they were drunk, like when they got scammed, like what was happening, like in their, were they just like trying to multitask, like, because I guarantee they weren't just like completely focused, like completely, they're like distracted and there's other stuff going on, or they're like
a lot of the times, like we've been contacted and I've been personally hit up anytime someone unfortunately goes through this type of scenario, and it's usually, it's never been a case where WalletGuard didn't work or something. It's usually a complete a completely different scenario. Like, for example, they get a brand new laptop and the first thing that they do is they go to Google or Bing and they type Ledger or MetaMask and they click on the first sponsored ad because it's a brand new laptop. They don't have an ad blocker yet. They don't have WalletGuard yet. They don't have an antivirus installed yet. And it just blindly lets them into a scam website. And they end up installing malware, or they end up typing in their seed phrase because it looks legit, but it's not the real thing. And or a lot of times it's fear of missing out. They get a message or they see a tweet that says, "Do this now. You're going to miss out on this." That's social engineering coming back into play. How can you use people's emotions against them? So you can't have just education and not the tooling. You can't have just tooling and no education. They go hand in hand, which is why we try to provide both. We try to give people the resources and say, hey, if you don't want to use the tooling, at least learn what it's doing in the background and how to do it manually yourself. Or if you're not comfortable with doing that and you want it to be handled for you, then use the extension or use the snap. There's multiple options for the user. That's why when I say there's no excuse, I mean, there is no excuse. Otherwise, this is going to be an echo chamber, guys. We're all going to be the same people. Nobody new coming in. Everybody outside looking in and saying, that's a scam. I don't want to touch it. I got scammed. My friend got scammed. This is not how we adopt the masses. We have to talk about security. And I think once we get that out of the way, then Web3 is fun. Then you're comfortable clicking on links. That's the point of the internet, is to click on links. When people are told don't click on links, what are we doing, guys? Let's do this the right way together. Let's spread this information.
What's your thought on the custodial wallets like DraftKings Rainmakers and Starbucks Odyssey, things like that?
So them being able to have that partially centrally managed, I think is practical for their model. I think when it comes to decentralization, we all want it, but having full, true decentralization is also not practical. There has to be intermediary services that exist and custodians that exist, for example, for people that don't want to manage their own private keys, that don't want to manage their own seed phrases, that want there to be multi-sig or third parties associated with them making decisions. And then there's going to be the other side of it, which is true decentralization, self-custody, understanding what you're interfacing with, understanding that there is no phone number for Bitcoin or Ethereum whenever you need something. So that's why both need to exist. And I think they can exist in a hybrid setup where there are elements of decentralization, but also the point of security when it comes to not giving the keys directly to the consumer if they choose not to want to be liable for it.
Yeah, this has been a great conversation about security. And
definitely.
Yeah, we used to do like cybersecurity episodes and bring on like cybersecurity experts, and that was fun. And then we kind of stopped, but started doing those again because it's just important. But we got to get into the topics because we got topics for the week. What has been going on in the NFT space? And Michael's got a lot of stuff. So
yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot going on with Pudgy's and Luca. They announced more stores. They're in Smyths toy superstores in London. Never heard of them, but it seems like a big deal. I saw their stuff in my Walmart. I was trying to look through the tags and see if I could see which ones are the golden tickets, but I couldn't see it. I was trying to find some,
game the system already.
Yeah, I was trying to find some golden tickets in there, but he's got the package is just covered enough where you can't see. So I wasn't going to start ripping them open. That's not cool.
No, he did it the right way. I think. I think it's great to see in real life product at places that we all know.
Yeah.
How could you FUD that? I don't know why people FUD it.
No.
And when
that
it comes
part, right, for sure. Go ahead.
When it comes down to the FUD and everything, I guarantee you, if you probe or look into anybody, you'll find something that you could spin up a narrative on. You want me to do that, Mike? You want me to look into your personal life?
No, I know you probably.
Yeah, let's find some. We should find some dirt on Michael. Michael.
No. There's not a lot of dirt. What would be found about me? Like, I mean,
he was a ticket broker for 17 years.
You know what it would be if I was in Lucas' place and they really were. Yeah, he's a ticket broker. He bought tickets for Taylor Swift for $100.
Save it for the true customers.
Right. Like
one time he bought a Pokemon card
that would
at a garage sale for $10 and sold it for $50. Yeah. That guy, listen, I think that we should all take a step back and ask ourselves, are the people that are calling others out saints and angels themselves? Have they never done anything wrong?
So that's true. We're human. Like, we all have done bad things. Like, you can't never have done bad things unless you're a baby. So
yeah. It's not, you can't wrap your own head around it. So
it's impossible to not fuck up.
So what we're referring to a little bit Friday night. So we're recording Sunday night, the 8th, Friday night, the 6th. There was some Twitter spaces, some of the larger Twitter spaces that we've seen in the space in months and months. It's always the drama spaces to fill up. The last super large one I remember is when those dudes shilling villain or whatever, and the girlfriend drama, like 3 or 4 months
Okay, that
ago.
was your favorite.
Yeah, he was. I love. He was fun for a while.
Michael actually
ahead.
loved shilling villain. Nah, okay. Anyway,
There's
you did.
Whoa.
I was listening to that Twitter space. I got caught up in it, the Jerry Springer aspect of it. I did.
No, I mean,
I wanted to
look,
like
you
put
get
the
into
question
the drama,
mark in
bro.
my profile. I know. I got to get away from the drama. Definitely. Go ahead.
Yeah, I you know what's funny is, and you know what's crazy to think about is like 2 years ago when everyone was in that euphoria stage and everyone was like,
Yes.
everyone's wagging me and this and that. There wasn't a single thing that was like political or Jerry Springer fucking like, scheming in the background, the finding out information. That there was nothing. Everything was fucking great.
Yeah, it was what's dropping now, what's coming down the pike that we can 10x up on. That's what that's what everyone.
And now somebody fucking sneezes the wrong way. Everyone's all over that shit. Like,
and it's all anonymous people. It's like that's the thing that really gets me is like if someone will post something and there'll be like 20 anonymous people be piling on them. Like you're just some anonymous like nobody.
You think if everyone had their face, like they would just be a lot nicer? They probably would, right? Because it's like,
I mean, if every interaction was like, if you wanted to say, okay, I'm going to respond to this, and then the person pops up on a video chat and you have to respond to their face, you wouldn't be like, that's the stupidest fucking idea I've ever heard.
No one would
some
say
people,
shit.
but
Right.
barely.
You
but
wouldn't look
barely.
You wouldn't look at them and say the things you're typing. Like
Right. No, it would definitely switch it up. It would definitely switch up the space.
People, like it's just a shit. Like it is. So what he was on there talking for hours and hours. I couldn't listen to the whole thing of him explaining it, but like I don't know what he did retail arbitrage and he was running in he was selling courses and he was doing alpha groups. Like, I don't know, that's what entrepreneurs do. He was like doing his thing.
Yeah, that's just the entrepreneur's face.
Right?
It's just funny because, that's literally the entrepreneur's face.
And then they said he was like, he did some advertising for some projects that ended up being rug pulls or whatever, right? I think that's one of the ones. But like, I don't know, people were doing advertising. He said he found like ways to game the Instagram system. He was letting people advertise. Like, I don't know, that stuff doesn't really bother me. He's crushing what he's doing. He's crushed with 3 businesses in a row. With Von Dutch, with Gel Blasters, with this. Like, I'm just really impressed with everything he's doing all the time.
Well, here's my question too. Sorry. I just want to say, because, okay, what's the difference between Luca and Zagabond? Like, basically, people crucified Zagabond, and I don't like Zagabond either, but everyone, like, loves Luca, right? And everyone's, like, coming to his defense, which I am also. But, why? If they both, did other projects in the past that didn't work out.
I see some differences. First off, this isn't the first time this has come up about Luca. It just came up super publicly this time. I didn't know much about it, but he said he's talked about it before. It's been out there before. Zagabond like hid it all until someone said they were going to release him. Zagabond also pretended to be a female, like on Twitter. That
really got you heated.
Yeah, that's just like, think of me. It's just, okay, then you're a weirdo. Like, that's like, that's a little different.
I'm
not fucking with you. I'm not fucking with you. It's not murder, but like, I'm not fucking with you anymore.
He catfished us. He catfished us.
Yeah.
That's a different story. I don't know. Zagabond. Look,
you don't have to be political. Say what you think. Say what you think.
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know what people deal with in there. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just saying anything about that.
All right.
I support anyone that's building in the space. Let's put it like that. Listen, it's
Michael has 6 Suzukis.
He's like, I have more than that.
The problem, he's like 6.
He's like, that's it?
6. I mean, 6.
He's like, call me Dingling.
6 times 10. Yeah. Wait, are you Dingling? Wait a minute.
No,
are you
I'm
Dingling
not
or are you Zach XPT?
Oh, that would be crazy.
I mean, have you seen me and Zach XBT in the same spot at the same time?
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's actually what I'm saying. I didn't realize how smart you were. I knew you were I knew you were into the security and stuff, but now that you're on it,
no. I can't take that away from him. He's a legend. Shout out again to Zach XPT. Maybe he listens to this.
This is reverse psychology right now. He does listen. No, Zach listens. We get messages from him.
Yeah,
he's been big. He's actually been begging to come on. He wants to do his persona reveal, his doxing with us, but we're just, we want to wait a little bit till he gets a little bigger. We're not quite there yet with him.
Until he's unreachable. Right. Nah, it's the thing that I have a problem with is just because sometimes people agree on one thing, someone associates their whole lives to everything else that person agrees with. And for me, I'll talk to anybody and I'll take a comment from anyone as long as they're willing to listen about the importance of security in crypto. That's it. I don't care if they're vegan or they like meat or what. I don't care what their religion is or what. Oh yeah, I see Jenny giving herself props. but you know what I'm saying? A lot of people just automatically assume that someone agrees with everything someone that they don't agree with decided to say. And I think that's got to change. People can have their own opinions about whatever, and they might differentiate in some areas, and that's the beauty of having a conversation. A lot of people don't even want to talk, or they want to silence. That's the exact opposite of what we should be doing. We should all be talking. We should all be conversing and trying to figure out, what is the best option? Did that statement make sense or not? Otherwise,
the public discourse has gotten. You're right. Public discourse has really gone downhill a lot to what we talked about with these anonymous people on the internet. People get mad at each other all the time, and there's people that are they're like trolls that are saying things they don't even mean just to get a rise. And that makes other people angry. Likes. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That too, for sure. You got those people. That's the worst. Mario Newfall.
And bring something worth talking about, not some nonsense. I mean, let's be honest, people feed off drama, right? You're definitely going to get 100 likes faster on drama than me talking about how to secure your crypto.
Yeah.
A lot of times people say that talking about security is boring. I get it. It is fucking boring, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, in order to protect your assets, you have to I want to make it spicy. I want to show myself connecting a wallet full of apes to a wallet drainer just to show you guys what's good. But unfortunately, this is a audio podcast, so there's no video involved.
Damn it.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. When we show live examples of stuff, and that's where people get really engaged. Once they see that we're able to, for example, catch a wallet drainer, and you don't even have to enter the website. You don't got to connect your wallet. You don't got to run a simulation. We're able to tell you and warn you about shit 10 steps before you do anything. That's security alpha. And when we're showing it off live, and people are like, okay, I get how it works. This makes sense to me. That changes a lot of people's sentiment when it comes to being afraid on clicking on anything. I mean, Mike, as you know, and Jenny, I'm sure you know as well, we were all dodging bullets, signing and clicking yes and accept to whatever the hell was going on and minting whatever it was and not really caring about what's going to happen. But then you get into
I think I was a lot more cautious, but I think it comes with being a girl, being more cautious. I think guys are more savage and more risk. I think girls are a little more smart about it. So yeah, I wasn't clicking random links. But
all right, well, big ups to Jenny. My bad.
Okay. I'm sorry. That's just...
I was definitely on my fair share of shady. I remember when I had to go back. What is it? Delegate wherever you go in and cash, where you remove all the. I was like, oh my god, it'd be
cash.revoke, where you revoke access to all the sites.
Yeah, revoke cash.
Yeah, it'd be lazyfrogs.net or something. I'm like,
yeah, no, it would be a mess. I mean, a lot of times people forget about those open approvals. They forget about things that they've given access to their wallets. I think this is also a good time to mention that we just launched. We haven't mentioned it on WalletGuard yet. We're mentioning it tomorrow, but we just launched the WalletGuard security dashboard, and it lets you do a wallet health scan and gives you all your open approvals and assets at risk and allows you to revoke them directly inside of the dashboard. So we launched another security tool that's supposed to make managing your wallet health and safety, super easy. We also got a really great campaign running right now. If you refer a friend to the security scan using the link inside of the dashboard, you get a point for every single person that refers to be eligible for a little Pudgy that we're giving away at the middle of next month. So we're really trying to show people that hand in hand with security, we want people to just realize that it's there. And once they use it, there's no turning back. It literally makes keeping your wallet extensions up to date, making sure you have no open approvals, revoking directly in one interface is all there in one place.
Yeah, Wallet Guard, honestly, yeah, I'm sorry, but I think it is really a no-brainer. If you're doing, even if you're doing a few transactions, but if you're doing a decent amount of transactions, there's no reason not to. This isn't like an ad. I had you on because I respect you. I've seen the company get respect. It's legit. And it's somebody, it's something that people should use. If you have MetaMask and you're going through these transactions, like, why not?
Yeah, no, greatly appreciate that. And look, even though, we're not monetized, like I said before, everything's open source, everything is completely free. But anytime that we see those DMs or those tweets where people are giving us praise for protecting their crypto or helping them out, that's worth millions of dollars to us. And like I said it before, that's why we do this. It's to change the sentiment of the space. That's why every person on the Wallet Guard team at the beginning of the year all decided, hey, we're going to stop what we're doing. We're all going to move to one place, Austin, Texas, to a hacker house to continue building out this application from one location so that we're all scaling as quickly as possible. We're all putting in 18, 20-hour days every single day and literally just making sure that the right tools are here to onboard people safely.
That's sick. I live in Texas too. Shout out Texas. Also, make sure y'all are following Wallet Guard on Twitter, wallet_guard. And if you want to check out their site, Wallet Guard, GUARD.app. So, that's awesome.
Thank you for that. Yeah, everything we spoke about, the Academy, the extension, the Snap, AI tool, everything is there on walletguard.app. Do your own research on us. And if you have any feedback, once you use our products, any sort of security layer, educational tools, please hit us in the DMs. This is how we grow. This is how we build with community. And if you are a community in the space that's looking to talk about wallet safety, shoot us a DM as well. And we're here. There's no cost to any of it.
That's awesome. Did you guys see? We're almost done. That sounded like we were wrapping up, but I have a couple more things I want to go over, and I have my big.
Let's do it. I got time. I see
cool.
Jenny's cat all over the screen.
Shout out to Daria. He's here.
Sometimes Jenny will shut us down early, but we've been pretty on time recently. But yeah, we got a little bit more ready to go on this one. But did you guys see Threadguy's interview of Beeple?
I didn't see that.
No, I did not.
I thought it was good.
I should check it out right after this. I'm going to check it out right after because Threadguy's a legend.
He is. He put it out natively on Twitter. And he interviewed him. I don't know if it was like the day before, the day of his Punks event in Charleston at his studio, but it was just really cool. It was shot really well. Like you could tell the person used like a gimbal and they were following them around. They were walking around the studio, explaining all the different rooms. You really got to know a little bit about people like his kids do every days and like really some interesting things. Threadguy, like, he's a really good interviewer. He's just, it was really good. I thought it was really, really good. And, to do people like that and be native on Twitter, it's really unique.
Yeah. Creating that type of content and also him, doing the Twitter spaces and doing real life interviews. I mean, that's amazing. And he's got great content and I'm definitely going to check it out right after this session.
Cool. Yeah. It was really good. It was a good interview this week. And sad news in sports. You say you don't like sports, but Dick Butkus, Dick Butkus, he passed away. The old legend, Dick Butkus. RIP. But that gives me a good chance to talk about my new NFT project that I'm minting. Everybody should go to cryptodickbutkus.io.
Are you serious?
Was that your joke? Oh my God. Michael was like, before we started recording, he was like, oh, by the way, I have a joke today.
Crypto Dick
and
Butkus.
I'm like wondering what the joke was going to be. This was the joke.
That?
Bro, I bet you that's going to get registered right after this podcast goes live.
Honestly, it wasn't bad.
Butkus,
it wasn't a bad joke. It really wasn't.
Yeah, because some of my jokes are cheesy. I was loving that one.
No, that was solid, bro. That was
like,
solid.
Are you serious?
I believed you
Yeah.
for literally 2 seconds. I was like, wait, what?
I know
I'm
when you're like
glad you-
minting a project. Wait, what are you talking about? And then okay.
What kind of a podcast is this?
Right. Yeah. You probably were like, oh, geez, here we go. Yeah. Nice.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
What do you think about Machi's AIP that passed?
No, I wonder, what do I think about his AIP?
Yeah.
That's the one with Dam and
Yes.
Did you vote in
the whole
favor of
Instagram-
it or
the
against
11
it?
million.
Tell us how you voted.
I can't.
My vote is private.
Wait, is this political? Yeah. Wait, we're like asking how he like voted.
And he also, like, right out of the blue, he was like, oh, geez, we're having fun. I'm doing crypto dick butt jokes. And now I'm like, so what do you think about the 11 million ape coin?
As you've been able to tell, certain questions I try not to respond because, like, even the FriendTech thing, do I have a FriendTech, is because I don't want to, I'm supposed to be neutral considering the product that we have, right? And also that we want to work with everybody. And that's what it comes down to, all these different kind of directions that people are going. I let the communities decide. I let the people that are really in there figure out how to move forward. I don't want to put a vote into something that I don't fully understand or that I can't I can't tell you what I voted, but
we could check the chain.
You could check the chain if you want.
Yeah, there's public wallets.
Pull it up. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, true. He probably has a bunch of. Well, anyway, you don't have to answer, and yeah, anything you don't feel comfortable, you could just be like, next question.
Sure. I was just interested.
Look, I mean, there's tons of people in every community that I think this is the reason why there's a lot of activity still here, is that there are conversations being brought up. There are different incentives being mentioned. People are going back and forth about things, which is great. And that's why I go back to let's continue these discussions. Let's continue talking about this stuff and hosting Twitter spaces and not silencing anyone or telling anyone they can't speak or stuff like that. I've seen that. It's like the exact opposite of what we should be doing, especially when it comes to Web3 and we're talking about being decentralized. Let's have everybody's opinions and stuff out there. But I try to remain very neutral. I try to just not directly associate with one thing or another. So
that's fair.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I was on. Never mind.
No,
now you're about to spill something.
It's all right.
Okay, what's our next topic?
Make sure all I gotta say is make sure you guys tune into Killer Whales airing January. That's gonna be we're on one of the first episodes, so that's gonna be. Yeah, Killer Whales is like the show.
Are you on that?
Yeah. Wallet Guard's on Killer Whales. Yep.
Oh, that's what's up. Oh, you guys are to pitch it to the people there. Nice.
Yeah.
What's Killer Whales? Is that like the Shark Tank type thing?
Yeah, it's like Shark Tank, but for crypto.
Oh, nice. For crypto. Let's go. That's sick. I didn't know that.
Who are the whales again? Who are the whales they have on there?
So there's like 10 different whales. It's random based on who you get. Okay. There's if you see the trailers, you'll see who's on there. I can't say everything until it airs, but I could let people know that we are on the show. And
how do people watch it?
So they're going to be streaming on multiple platforms. They're going to be announcing that as well. I can't really say anything, so just keep a lookout for that. The launch trailer that they released, I think 2 weeks ago, that got over 1 million views already on it. So I think there's really going to be a lot of interest in just even watching it for the sake of memeability or just the fact that it's going to be out there,
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I gotta look into this.
Yeah, there's a couple of trailers they released. I'm in like 2 of the 3 trailers. You'll see my face and a couple of other things.
Oh, wait, what is their like Twitter?
The official Twitter for the show, I think, is Hello Labs. Yeah, it's the Hello Labs.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it.
And then the pinned tweet is the trailer, and you'll see me in the trailer.
Wait, is that K Money? The heck is he doing there? He's not a whale.
K Money's in there as well.
He's not a whale. That's funny. Oh, he's a comedian. He would be.
No, there's great people on there. K Money, Wendy O. There's
that's cool.
Illa, the producers on there, but everyone's great. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, Killer Whales. We'll check it out.
Nice.
Okay, what other topics?
The only other topic I had was Starbucks Odyssey dropped an open edition this week, and I just thought it was notable because there wasn't all that much to it. People get points for the loyalty program. They sold them for $20 each. There were 4 of them in total. So far, they've sold over 5,000 NFTs at $20 each.
Yeah, what is that? Is it open edition?
It's an open edition. There's 4 of them. They're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the pumpkin spice latte, the PSL as they like to say.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yep. So they have 4
I'm sure
open
people
edition.
are all over that.
The
They are.
anniversary.
I find it interesting because it's like, people NFTs are dead, but there's groups of people out there. If you do the right niche and you reward them and loyalty programs and things, you can still do cool things and have volume and sell NFTs.
Yeah, I think it's eventually, every business is going to have some incorporation. They might not call it NFTs. They might not call it what we call it.
They won't call it NFTs. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're going to use the technology to pull it off. I mean, it's just practical, right? You don't have to have servers and databases of information. It's all on chain. It's encrypted, and you're able to deploy it very quickly. So it's just a matter of time. But yeah, shout out to them for coming in.
Yeah, I like watching them. I've been watching them since the very beginning, the Forum 3 crew, and it's just it's really just it's cool what they're building over there. I actually went into a Starbucks and we happened to be there, and I asked the workers, "Do you guys know what Starbucks Odyssey is, the NFT project?" They looked at me like I was from another planet.
What the hell is that?
I don't even know. It's just crazy to me. The Starbucks has this like NFT project, and the worker they should have like a little placard with the QR code or something to direct people to it.
I don't think they want to scare people away.
Right.
It's the sentiment is still no, I don't want to touch it. Fear of the unknown, but this is going to take decades. But I know it'll happen.
Right.
Pudgy Penguins has NFT on their toys.
Yeah, they do.
It says NFT, which I love that they've embraced it. Sorry, go ahead.
Some lady left a review on the Walmart section of the site, and they're like, the product, the stuffed animal is great, but they gave it a 1 star because it mentioned NFTs, and they're like, oh, they're trying to trick kids into getting NFTs. It's like, no, they're not, man.
Indoctrinating our children.
Yeah. Out of all the things.
Yeah,
let's focus on Pudgy Penguin.
Sorry, we wanted them to get something with the junk you buy.
Yeah, well, does nobody remember Webkins? Literally, that was Webkins. You bought a stuffed animal, then it had a code on the back, and then you typed it into Webkins, and you had this little digital pet that you would just play with, and you didn't own it. It wasn't on chain, but it was literally same concept.
Right. I mean, but that's okay because it's centralized Web 2 corporate garbage. That's fine.
Yeah. Right. Somehow that's fine. Yeah.
Which I mean, Mike, you play games. Jenny, you play any like FPSs or any games where you buy assets and stuff like that?
I mean, the only game I played was Gods Unchained, which is a blockchain game, and I played that for a while. But I'm not really into gaming.
No, my son does. My son plays Fortnite, and all he wants is for us to buy him V-Bucks. I see it firsthand. He's 7.5 years old, and he doesn't want to go to the store and buy toys. He wants to get skins on Fortnite.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the entire gaming industry and apparently all gamers hate NFTs, and I can't wait until they understand the fact that instead of buying something that's on a central server, you're going to buy something that you own for life that you could use after that game no longer exists, and you could resell and get directly compensated for it with no middleman. What is there to hate about that?
Yeah.
We've been saying that for years. And the thing with Mr. Beast a month ago, he's got this cool creator thing happening, and then the second someone gets mad that there's an NFT involved, it shuts the whole thing down. It's just, I
think it's paid. It's people that are paid from all these companies that already control shit to make that fun.
Right.
To be honest with you.
No, you're probably right. Because and I hear that.
That would make sense, honestly.
And the other side, so we were talking to Claude, Jenny mentioned Cool Cats on Instagram. It's just Cool Cats Global. They don't mention NFT, blockchain one time on their Instagram. So they're like, they know that over there they're going away from it. So people are not going to be using that terminology.
Except for the OGs in the space. We'll still remember.
Yeah, for sure.
NFTs.
We're never going to forget.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's pull up so we finish every weekly recap episode with the NFT collection sales volumes over the last 7 days. By collection, it goes across all the different blockchains, whatever. So the first one, they actually are almost triple up on the next one now. We started noticing this one like 2 or 3 months ago, and it's blowing up, but it's D-Market on the Mythos blockchain. It's the game CSGO, Counter-Strike Go, if you're familiar with that. Their assets. Yeah. So in the last 7 days, they've done $8.5 million in secondary sales. And the number 2 is Bored Apes at 3.3 million. So like it is really crushing it. And then
it's crazy to hear.
Yeah.
It's crazy to hear Counter-Strike, because I remember playing Counter-Strike in 1999 and the early 2000s, and to think that
what were you 2 years old?
Yeah, what?
I'm old, guys. I'm old. I'm not.
1999.
Not as old as me.
What?
But
no, I think we spoke about this. I think I'm older than you.
Are you? I'm 44.
No, wait. What the?
Oh, no, wait, no, I'm not.
What
44.
the hell? I'm like, you look like you're 21. What?
He was like, no, wait. No,
There's no way.
No, I'm about to be 34. Yeah.
So you're 33.
Yeah, you look young.
Ooh, double threes. That's a good number.
It's the hair for sure.
Was the lucky, yeah, 3.
Nice.
But yeah, not 43. But hey, look, I don't feel 30. I think it's a matter of how you feel,
Yeah.
And Mike, by the way, shout out to you. You look a lot better than a couple of years ago when we first ran into each other. You look much healthier.
No doubt. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. Thank you.
All the hot yoga's paying off.
Sure.
Is that it?
He's been doing it every single day.
Yeah, every single day for the last 4 months. I've been there almost every day, except for when we've gone to like a hotel and stayed at the beach or whatever. Then Amazing. I had to miss it, but yeah, it's been
good job,
incredible.
Man. I can't dedicate myself to going to the gym, so shout out to you for doing hot yoga. I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
I can't even crouch.
Bro, come on, you gotta be flexible. Michael's probably more flexible than you. Then
I'm getting there.
Flex off a yoga flex off.
We can do that. We can do that.
If this was video, maybe, but
I'm gonna do like a token gated Web3 yoga class for Art Basel.
Ooh, you should. Yeah, wait, that would be so fun.
On the beach.
I'd sign up. I'd sign
up too.
Hey, you got 2 customers right here.
Okay. We'll see.
You're like, okay,
that would be fun. That'd be fun to get together and do some yoga, like rent out a room, nice hot room.
NFT from your hidden wallet.
Yeah.
Randomly.
Right. Yeah, I'll just give you one of my. I got some NFTs to give away if anybody wants. So okay, we said Bored Apes is number 2, and then interestingly enough, DraftKings Rainmakers number 3, So Rare number 4. So 3 out of the top 4 are these gamified NFTs on Poly. So Rare is on Ethereum, but DraftKings is on Polygon. D-Market's on Mythos. Like people say, when they say NFTs are dead, there's a lot of volume. These are gamified things and that people are playing games and doing right on the blockchain. Number 5 is CryptoPunks. Number 6 is Pudgy's. 7's the Mutants. Number 8 is the Bozo Collective on Solana, which I've never heard of.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Bozo. Nice
Bozo
name.
Collection. They did 863,000 in the last 7 days. So volume actually is really low compared to where it normally is, because the top 10 aren't usually quite so low. Number 9 is D-Gods, and number 10 is Art Blocks, the whole Art Blocks collection. Gods Unchained is number 11, Jenny.
I know. I actually thought about playing it again the other day. I was like, I haven't played it in a while. It would be fun to start playing again. But
Code
is
really
really cool
13.
to hear those names up on the boards.
Yeah.
Huh. What do you say?
Yeah.
Those
Even
names.
like Code is 13, Other Deeds is 14. So like you see, they're still up in there. But there was a while when like 5 out of the first 6 would be Yuga assets for a long. We've done this for over 2 years now, looking at this every week. And it was like, for a while, it was all Yuga dominating.
I remember, I think, hey, look, if price, and it gives entry level. I think you can't have every single project go up indefinitely forever. That's just not practical. To pull liquidity, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And it lets more people come in,
No doubt.
Oh yeah, I had one more piece. Or remember I had said that Boss Beauties acquired BFF this week.
That's right.
Kind of
what was
big
BFF
news.
Again? Didn't we have somebody on that was working with BFF?
Elena, she was like, I think she was like an advisor for it.
Okay.
But yeah, but Boss Beauties, I would love to get Lisa on the show, but she's hard to reach. So, but yeah, anyway.
We always talk about the acquisitions. I always find it interesting when projects are getting bought, a little bit of consolidation. We're going to see a lot of that for sure, especially with some of the IP that was kind of cool, but just fell by the wayside. It'll get eaten up.
A lot of content to go around.
Yeah, a lot of content to go around. Well, it's awesome talking with you, man. I'm glad we got to catch up and people get to know
I want to thank you guys for letting me come on the show, speak about Wallet Guard, vibe with you, talk about the latest NFT news. This has been fucking great. I definitely want to jump in the future, maybe do like a follow-up one or just vibe with you guys again. Totally. This has been amazing. And again, greatly appreciate both of you.
Aw, that was nice. Yeah, thank you. It was good getting to know you, and you're very knowledgeable, so that's always a plus. I'm like, yes, a smart person on, let's go.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
But yeah, cool. Well, thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the NFT Catcher podcast, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Let's go.
Thank you for tuning in to the NFT Catcher podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something new about the exciting world of NFTs. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you really love what you're hearing, please leave us a rating and review on your favorite platform. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and insights from the NFT space, be sure to follow us on all the socials at NFT Catcher Pod. You can follow Jennifer at Jennifer_pseudo and Michael at NFTicket. I'm your producer, Andy, and I'm at AJC254. Our theme song's by It's Just Los. We always appreciate your feedback and support, which helps us reach more people and bring you informative and engaging content about NFTs. We look forward to bringing you more great NFT content in future episodes. Thanks for listening. Peace.